Slow and bureaucratic. Many Brits see their prejudices against the EU confirmed by the dispute over the AstraZeneca vaccine. Boris Johnson joins the company. In the dispute over the delivery delay of the AstraZeneca vaccine, the EU Commission is currently making the best advertisement for Brexit, many say. It is acting slowly, bureaucratically and protectionist, they say. And if something goes wrong, it's everyone else's fault. Heard that many times before. This is how many Britons see the EU, and so the prejudices were confirmed at the beginning of the week in their eyes. Now I understand Brexit better, said an AstraZeneca employee on television. The background to the dispute is that the British-Swedish pharmaceutical company wants to reduce the delivery of the ordered and paid vaccine doses to the EU from 80 to 31 million. The EU Commission is therefore threatening to withhold the vaccine doses intended for the UK from Pfizer from Belgium. They insist that AstraZeneca keeps its promises. That in turn angered the British. This new vaccination nationalism is actually the last thing we need now, said former British Health Minister Jeremy Hunt, and the British tabloid warned that the EU saber-rattling would only worsen the difficult relationship. But don't forget, the British started that with "we were first." The CEO of AstraZeneca, Pascal Soriot, explained the position of his group in an interview with the newspapers Repubblica, Die Welt and El País. Since the University of Oxford had already started to prepare the manufacture of the vaccine last year, technical production is in UK planned further advanced so that more vaccine could be produced there. In the EU, on the other hand, the process started later, which is why productivity is not that high. We are all Europeans in management here. We don't want to take anything away from the EU, Soriot is quoted as saying, and because Great Britain signed the contract with AstraZeneca 3 months earlier, it would receive the locally higher yield of the vaccine faster. First come, first serve, yeah? At the same time, Soriot assured that the EU would receive 17 million vaccine doses by the end of February. 3 million of them go to Germany. Overall, AstraZeneca currently has a production capacity of 100 million cans a month. That's 1.1 billion cans a year. We must not forget that the EU receives 17% of production, even though it has only 5% of the global population, the newspapers quote Soriot. The EU is supplied but has no contractual right to the delivery time. AstraZeneca did not promise that because it could not have promised it at all. Soriot once again confirmed that the low immunity reported in the media of 8% in older age groups was wrong. However, he could not name any other number and refer to the sparse data situation. For ethical reasons, Oxford University initially did not vaccinate older people, and it's the same at the moment with the EU. It's possible that they say nobody 65 plus should be vaccinated with this. So much for the positions. Meanwhile, the dispute comes at a difficult time for the British government. On Tuesday, the number of corona deaths in the United Kingdom rose to a total of more than 100,000, and that's really sad. It's hard to express the pain involved, said British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. In the past 7 days, an average of 1,240 patients per day died in connection with a corona infection. More than 35,000 patients are treated in UK hospitals. Britain now has one of the highest death rates per million people in the world. The vaccination program is the only way out. The Johnson administration is doing everything it can to make it a success. It's currently working. On Tuesday, 6.8 million Britons were vaccinated with the first dose. Since the UK has been struggling with the new virus variant B.1.1.7 since last autumn, the government used the emergency procedure permitted by the EU at the end of last year to quickly approve vaccines. The relevant regulatory body, the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Authority, the MHRA, approved BioNTech's and Pfizer's vaccine on December 2nd and the AstraZeneca vaccine on December 30th. In contrast, the EU chose the scientifically more cautious but slower procedure. While BioNTech received approval at the end of the year, EMA does not want to decide on the AstraZeneca funds for a few days. The British government had already single-handedly agreed with the group in May 2020 on the production and delivery of the vaccine. A month later, there was a preliminary agreement between AstraZeneca in Germany, France, the Netherlands, and Italy. However, the treaty negotiated by these countries in June was not concluded. The EU only signed it at the end of August. AstraZeneca argues that this delayed the production of vaccine doses in Belgium. In the UK, the government's independent and swift vaccination policy is seen as evidence that the EU is too bureaucratic and slow and is now left behind. After all, AstraZeneca produces for the whole world and is currently no longer able to keep up with global orders. AstraZeneca denies that the British government paid more for the vaccine doses or was treated better because the company is headquartered in Cambridge and most of its manufacturing is in the UK. UK Vaccination Minister Nadhim Zahawi joins AstraZeneca, arguing that initial manufacturing difficulties were normal and to be expected. The corporations manufacture and supply for governments without profit making. Pfizer and AstraZeneca are great companies that are growing enormously at the moment. New vaccines require completely new production processes, and they are complex, lengthy, and have to be adapted again and again, especially in these dimensions. However, Zahawi is confident that the pharmaceutical industry can deliver and that the UK will also receive Pfizer's vaccine doses from the EU. We will go through with our vaccination program. We have ordered 367 million vaccine doses from 7 manufacturers, said Zahawi. In autumn, the population will be vaccinated. And the British are also going further elsewhere. While the EU is still arguing whether and when their vaccine doses will be delivered, the United Kingdom is debating whether it is advisable to extend the interval between the first and second dose to 3 months. On Tuesday, government medical advisor Chris Whitty once again defended the government's decision. Although the method is not recommended by the pharmaceutical companies and the World Health Authority, the British want to set the second dose with a time delay, especially with a vaccine from AstraZeneca. The idea behind it is, at the beginning of the vaccination strategy, a larger part of the population can be vaccinated. The highest immunity is achieved after the first vaccination dose anyway, said Whitty. Well, I hear something different here, but okay. And with the vaccine from AstraZeneca in particular, it has been shown that the immunity is higher after the second dose if it was given a little later. There are no signs that the effectiveness is already decreasing within the first 3 months after the first dose, they say. The British Prime Minister, meanwhile, is using the EU's behavior to present himself in a statement-like manner. And there's another famous quote of him there again, of course. The fact that we have vaccines at all is thanks to the fantastic cooperation of many nations, said Johnson. What we have to learn is that we can cooperate and fight the pandemic together. I therefore don't want to see any restrictions on the cross-border supply of PPE, protective clothing, medicines or vaccines. He assumes that this will be seen in the same way in large parts of the EU. Well, of course it does, but if one side starts to deliver less to the other side while the other side keeps up their promises, that's a thing to think about, I guess. But there are some true parts of this. I am taking care of the appointment for an older lady here, because internet and stuff is complicated when you're over 80 in the most cases. And there are some issues here with the appointments, because we were not allowed as a community on the communal level to give out these appointments. It's done centrally by a state level, and there was quite a chaos, and I'm still fighting myself through that chaos. So certain positions don't give you advantages, and they shouldn't anyway, because it has to work for everyone. For example, in my hometown we have 17,000 people above the age of 80, and they are the first to be vaccinated. And after the senior care homes, they are all vaccinated in my hometown. But on Monday it started to give out all the appointments here in my city, and I still didn't get the second appointment for the second dose for the friend I'm doing that for. By the way, I will wait until it's my turn. Being a deputy district mayor doesn't justify getting anything earlier, and I won't get this earlier, and I don't want to get this earlier. I wait until it's my turn. But to make that very clear as well, when it's my turn, I will get vaccinated. So for all tin foil hats or aluminum foil hats, wherever you are from, the vaccine is safe and it's the right thing to do, and I will get vaccinated when it's my turn. But there's a lot to sort out, and that is for everywhere. So no one is the hero of vaccination or whatever. They all have issues. No country is better than others. Others have, some countries have different strategies, but that is a topic that's not about I'm first. And it's especially not about us first, and we don't care about the others. So that was my preaching of the day. I had to add this on a video like this. But as a reminder, on Sunday I'm gonna have my first attempt of a live stream, and if you want to hand in questions for this, there's a post on my community tab where you can do this. If you don't know where the community tab is, as soon as I put in a pinned comment on the top of the comments in this video, you can find a link there. So there's a post, and on that post in the comments, leave your questions. I'll pick questions for Sunday from that list. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel and to my other channels. I'll see you in my next video. Auf Wiedersehen.